I found another hobby, guys. I want to start from the beginning, how I got into yet another hobby. So last year was our first year lighting off fireworks at my sister's house in Austin, and it was a shit show, to say it lightly. It was a BYOB pool party, firework party, and everybody brought their own fireworks. Everybody was lighting them off, and it was crazy. I came home from that party last year, and I was like, man, there's gotta be a better way. So I immediately got on Google and started searching, got on YouTube, started searching, and I came across Red Apple Fireworks. Placed a bulk order this year for around $1,500, drop shipped them to Austin, and we're saving a ton of money, like literally half the money if we were to buy it at a local store in Austin, Texas. So after buying all our fireworks from Red Apple, I was like, man, I've got to find a way to light all these off remotely or from a distance. Again, last year we were doing the whole blowtorch and lighters, and a guy's over there lighting one, I'm lighting a mortar, and it was crazy. So I came across the Ignite i18 module, and that's what we did. I bought one of them to start, and I started putting all these cases together, and I was like, man, we gotta get a second one. So I bought two. Once I got my Ignite modules in the mail, I decided to build a box for them, and this is what I came up with. It has obviously 18 spring-loaded terminals outside the box, fully enclosed. There's got an antenna right here for an external antenna. And I want to walk you through how I built this. This is not my design. I actually got this design off the Ignite Facebook group. But I used the Apache 1800 box. You can get this off Amazon. I'll have all the links to Amazon down below where I sourced this material if you're interested. But you can also get these Apache, this is where I got them, at a local Harbor Freight. I think I paid like $15 a box for them. I think they're like $22 on Amazon. Don't quote me on that. I sourced these terminal spring-loaded, I don't even know what these things are called. Anyways, new to this hobby, so don't fault me there. But you have to modify these. You've got to cut off some plastic brackets. You've got to bend back the metal terminals and cut them to fit inside the box or outside the box for that matter. Once you get these all modified, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is I use a multi-tool to cut out a hole on 3 sides of the box so I can insert these terminals, and I used to use regular old screws into the plastic. And then like I said, you have to buy a external antenna cable and reroute your antenna so the antenna can work outside the box. Probably the hardest part of this build is going to be the soldering. If you're not familiar with it, it can be intimidating. It's not that hard, especially with wire sizes on the terminals that you're doing. It doesn't take that much solder and that much heat. Now, I am glad I ordered a 12-pack of these plastic terminals, because in the process of using the heat gun to put the heat shrink around the wire, the excess heat actually deformed the plastic spring levers and caused a couple of them to fail, so I had to remake those. The one piece of advice that I would give you is go ahead and spend the extra money and order a bigger pack than you need, just in case that happens to you. Inside the box, you'll see the i18 module. You got some foam that comes with the case. You just cut that out to fit around that. And then I have the charger, I have the battery adapter just in case the LiPo doesn't work. Got the antenna, and then I'm gonna use these Wago quick connects. I've used these on my camper. I'm a big fan of these, but realize that you could use these to parallel or series your fireworks. Again, I'm new to this hobby, so bear with me. So one of the main reasons why I went to this setup versus the quick plugs from Ignite was that I could test these with LEDs. I wanted to test my show with LEDs. At the time, Ignite did not have the LED modules. They literally just came out with that last week. So that's why one of the main benefits that I went with this box setup, also to protect the i18 module from melting. I've seen cases where it's melted. Obviously this case is plastic, it can melt as well. And finally, the last reason I built the i18 module case was for future options for igniters like e-matches or whatnot in the future. So this year I got my hands on 3 different types of fusing. We're gonna run 2-second fuse, we're gonna run 10-second fuse, and we're gonna run 24-second fusing on our mortar racks. I did pick up some snippers, like I said earlier, so I can remove the quick connect plugs on the Ignite Quick Connect igniters. And then next year I will use the wire. I'll save the wire this year, and next year I'll be able to use the wire for parallel or series for whatever racks I want to do. I also picked up some friction-free cutters, so when we're cutting the fusing, none of my fusing goes off. I did start the process of fusing my mortar racks by drilling holes in the bottom of the DR11 tubes and adding in some fusing. So for example, this is my fan 6 rack right here, and I've got 2-second fusing, so this should go pretty quick. Hopefully I can get my hands on some half-second fusing for next year, and this will be even faster. And if this goes well this year, I plan to build more of these fans, because that should be pretty fun. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I built 11 racks. I think we have 200 and something, 216, 219, some odd number of tubes this year. I did get my hands on the fiberglass tubes from Red Apple. And I went ahead and broke off the bottom of the base, which is just particle board. I used a hammer, and then I used the back side of the hammer to kind of chisel or knock off the excess epoxy. And then anything left behind that, I took it over to my disc sander and I sanded it off. So I've got to finish the fusing process. So I've got to go through all of these mortar tubes and drill a bunch of holes for the fusing. What you see right here is 2 fan 24s that is going to be on 2-second fusing for the finale, along with a 24 rack right here in the middle. So we'll have 24 going straight, 24 going to the right, and 24 going to the left for the finale, all on 2-second fusing. Now, I decided to build these last minute from getting feedback online. Online can be cruel, guys. Come on now. About the milk crates. You think using a milk crate would be like killing somebody. That's what people feel like. Anyways, new to the hobby, I didn't know any better. I bought a $9 milk crate, threw the tubes in there, thinking to be a quick and easy rack. And after doing a little bit of research and some homework, I found out, and I do agree with, that if a mortar goes off in the middle of a milk crate, it's gonna blow up pretty bad. However, in my personal opinion, if the same thing happens in any kind of wooden rack for that matter, I think the rack's gonna blow up not as bad as a milk crate, but I think you're gonna have damage. Obviously, the big thing right now that I've been seeing is having a piece of wood and giving gap between each one of these tubes, which does make sense. It's just a lot more work. These racks become a lot bigger. In my design, I have a little bit of room right here. If you'll notice down here, I don't have a piece of wood. A lot of people have been recommending to put a piece of wood there. I didn't do a piece of wood down there because I'm doing the bottom fusing. I made them so tight, with such tight tolerances, that these things are not moving. These are 15-inch tubes, not 12-inch tubes. And I also think that it gives it more expansion in case of a failure. One trick that I want to talk about is sourcing lumber. If you live around a new home development, go up to the builder and ask them if you could take their scraps. That's what I did. I got all this lumber basically free, and lumber's not cheap anymore. And I do have a local wood shop that I'm standing in, and I was able to plane and joint the lumber down. That's why the 2x4s look so good, but really this is just scrap. If I was to go buy all this from Home Depot, I'm probably looking at maybe $100 to $150 worth of lumber. So look around for some free scrap on Facebook Marketplace or some new home developments in your area. I am using the Ignite Show creator tool online. Our show is about 10 minutes. It was about 15, but I honestly thought the pacing would be a little bit too slow. So I condensed it down. We've got a nice little intermediate finale and then a pause. My audience won't know. That's kind of a little surprise that I've got going on. And then we got another minute or two of fireworks and a nice 30-second finale. And that's gonna be our show. If you wanna watch that video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like this video behind the scenes of my fireworks show. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.